Howdy folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the Mighty Jingles, except we're not actually with the Mighty Jingles today. One of my subscribers has very kindly allowed me access to his test server account, so thank you very much to Herikatai EU. And as you can see, he's got some stuff that I probably wasn't going to have time to get on the test server, like the AMX 50 Foch 155, the auto-loader French Tier 10 tank destroyer. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this thing. Well, while we're here, it would be rude of us not to have a look at the stats. As you can see, 1900 hit points. 60 tons, weight limit. It's quite a big old beast. But it's got a massive engine, 1200 horsepower, which allows it to reach a 50 km per hour top speed. Now, no idea what the acceleration's like, but I'm expecting pretty good, and I'll find out very soon. The Traverse is nothing special. It's reasonably well armoured for a tank destroyer, certainly from the front. That's 180 degrees of armour at a 45-degree angle. So that's not bad. I'll have to see how that performs on the battlefield. Sides and rear, obviously crap, but that's true of most tank destroyers. Hell, that's true of most tanks. The rate of fire of the gun, well, I don't know what that means. That's one thing that this game really does need to do better. Is showing a proper rate of fire figure for the guns of the French autoloaders, because that doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me what the rate of fire is between shots when it's loaded. It doesn't tell me what the reload is when the autoloader is empty. They really do need to do better here. But the gun, I mean, that's just ridiculous penetration. 293 millimeters and 850 average damage, same as all the Tier 10 tank destroyers, with the exception of the Panzer E100, and that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate indeed. The only thing that I don't like is that 3-second aiming time. That is slow. And suddenly I understand why he's fitted an enhanced gun laying drive. Yeah, definitely. So that's gonna hurt. But we'll see how it plays, because obviously I didn't just get access to this this guy's very generous account just to have a look at it in the garage. So we'll get a couple of replays under our belt. Hopefully we'll get one that showcases what this little beauty can do, and catch you after the break. Okay, well, here's the one game I managed to get in on this thing before the test server went down for the second build of the 7.5 patch. A couple of things to notice straight away. 3-shot clip. Not as much as the heavy tanks, certainly not as much as the medium tanks. You're going to get 3 shots, but when each shot can do 850 damage. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Other thing to note, look at how quick this thing is. I mean, this thing can shift. And I'm definitely not in this game playing this machine to its strengths, and I'll explain why after the replay. But first we're going to see what this beast of a gun can do at close range, which shouldn't really come as any surprise. Now, here's the reload between shots on the clip. There you go, that's about 4 seconds. So you can empty that gun in 12 seconds. 850 damage a shot. I am absolutely no good at mathematics, but I am reliably informed that that is what we call a metric shit ton of damage in the space of 12 seconds. So I am in this game. It's the first game I've played on it. I'm playing it like I traditionally play tank destroyers. I spent the first 4 minutes doing not an awful lot. Nothing useful anyway, just guarding a choke point. And here I'm taking the same kind of long-range shots I do in the Jagdtiger, and it's entirely capable and accurate enough to do that. 4 seconds, bang, reloaded. So it is a very, very quick reload between shots. Way, I mean, that's 3 times faster than the other tank destroyers. The tier 10 tank destroyers, that is. Significantly faster than something like the Jagdpanzer E100, but that's the French thing, you know, that's to be expected. And as you can see, this thing is highly mobile. Now the reload on the magazine is the fact that it has that cartridge, the reload on the cartridge, and the speed that it moves. That's going to dictate how you should be playing this thing, I think. And that's not how I'm playing it in this match. Although I do end up with 4 kills. But just playing it like a traditional tank destroyer. It's timing that reload for you. Oh, we're up to 20 seconds. We're about halfway there. This is a long reload. Come on. But the mobility is absolutely phenomenal. I think the Object 268 has this kind of maneuverability. Okay, that was a 44-second reload. And here's the last target. He's hiding behind. He's hiding behind the dead artillery, but I managed to get him on my second shot. So there you go, 4 kills playing as a traditional tank destroyer, which, in my opinion, is completely the wrong way to play this thing. And I will explain why after we have a quick look. 5 shots fired, 4 at the target. It is an accurate machine, and that was an average round. Excuse me, that was a 1000 XP game. Nothing special whatsoever. Now, here's the thing about the AMX 50 Foch 155. And it's pretty much dictated by a couple of things. First and foremost, that 3-shot magazine on the 155mm gun. The incredible speed and maneuverability of the thing. Traditionally, tank destroyers are employed in defensive positions. They have a very defensive role. Well, they don't have a very defensive role, but they are best used in defensive roles. It's not to say you can't go on the offensive with them, but they are, by design, great at holding choke points. Certainly in every other tank destroyer in the game, you're going to find that to a degree that is where they are at their best. Hiding in ambush positions, getting that first shot in and really hurting the enemy. Guarding choke points, if you know, something like a T95, T28, particularly the slower tank destroyers, very, very good at guarding choke points. This thing is absolutely awful at guarding choke points because it only has 3 shots. And you see it with the French heavies and mediums. People count the shots you fire, and they know when you're going to reload, and they come out and kill you after you've emptied the magazine. And for that reason, you cannot guard a choke point in this thing. Well, you can, but you can only do it for 12 seconds, and then you're out of ammo for the next 44 seconds. And anybody with a brain, and believe me, you do run across players with brains in random battles. I know it's rare, but it happens. They're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to hand you your ass on a silver plate. So this thing really is not very good at static gameplay. Because what you're doing is you've got 3 shots in that gun, and if you're sitting at a choke point and waiting for the enemy to arrive, you are effectively handing over control of that situation to the enemy. You are letting them dictate when you are going to pull the trigger. And you only have 3 shots, so you're going to lose. In order to get the most out of this, in my opinion, you are going to have to play it very, very aggressively. You want to be the one making the decision about when you are going to fire those 3 shots, not the enemy team. And to do that, you're going to have to get stuck in. Now, I'm not saying you're a frontline tank. You're not. Definitely not. You're a tank destroyer still at the end of the day. I mean, the armour on the front of this thing is pretty good. It's 180mm thick. It's got a very, very good slope on it, but you're by no means a heavy or a medium tank. You still need to be allowing other tanks further ahead of you to spot the targets for you, but you don't want to be hanging as far back in a static position as you do on other tank destroyers, because this thing, it has amazing mobility, fantastic view range. All the tier 10 machines have great view range, um, and letting the enemy dictate when you pull the trigger on that gun is just a waste of its potential. Um, because if you're sitting holding a static choke point, you've got 3 shots, the enemy decide when you're going to fire them, and then you're out of there, and you have to run for 40 seconds. And if you're running away, the choke point is open, the enemy tanks pile through, you lose the game. This thing cannot hold defensive positions. It just can't do it. It's that 3-shot autoloader. You need to be up forward, supporting the heavy tanks, supporting the medium tanks. You need to be the one making the decision of when to fire that gun. Sadly, this was the only game I managed to play on the thing, on the test server, before it went down for the second build of the 7.5 test. When the test server comes back up again, hopefully in the next few days, I believe there's going to be a reset, and your status is going to be reset back to when you first logged into the 7.5 test server. If that is the case, I am going to be using my XP and cash to grind down the tank destroyer line, and hopefully we'll get to see some more of this, as well as the Jagdpanzer E100, the Object 268, and hopefully one of the American Tier 10 tank destroyers, although they're my least researched vehicles, so we may not get that far, but we shall see. Herakatai here has very kindly allowed me the use of his test account, so we might be grinding down the Americans on his account and the Germans and the Russians on mine, because I'm closer to getting them on the Germans and the Russians. So, yeah, when 7.5 comes back up, it will be tank destroyer time, and I will try to get some more games on this thing and try to play it in a less defensive role, more aggressively, and see if that makes a difference to the results. Certainly be a riskier style of gameplay, and probably a lot more exciting to watch. We shall see. So until the test servers are back up, it's going to be some more vanilla gameplay from the 7.4 live server. I have a couple of videos I've saved, and I'll get those up over the course of the next few days. And so until 7.5 comes back up, happy hunting, and I'll catch you next time.